Yeah, you love to see it coming to us from the Hoth system where he lives. It's our guy, Josh Allen. What's up, dude?
Just hanging out, man. It's been a long few days. Coming up on a short week here, but always excited to be on the basement.
I'm always excited to have you, especially a week like this. We have so much to unpack. Let's get right to it. I'm just going to cut to the chase. Josh, you're a first round draft pick. What would be your first round draft pick of all the Thanksgiving foods to have on your plate?
I'm gonna take, and this might be controversial, but
Come on.
mashed potatoes and gravy. It comes together, right? It's a 2-for-1 pick. Mashed potatoes and gravy. It's undefeated. When you get with the bread, and I'm a stuffing guy. I freaking love Thanksgiving.
Do you take the ladle and like make a reservoir for the gravy? What's your technique?
I mean, again, you make the little reservoir, and then you're
Yep.
dumping the gravy over all the
So
turkey,
good.
all the stuffing. And I'm not like a cranberry jam, or I don't even know what's called.
Okay.
I think it's cranberry
Yeah.
jam, right? Raspberry jam. I don't know.
Cranberry sauce,
Just
cranberry, all
give
that
me
stuff.
turkey, mashed potatoes and gravy, stuffing, and like the Hawaiian sweet rolls, and that's fill me up.
See, that's so interesting because I think like everyone, depending on where their region they're from or just how they grew up, I think everyone has something that's unique or maybe even weird. Like, what was it growing up for you? Like, what was on Joel and Levon's Thanksgiving table in Firebaugh that like maybe other people don't have on their table?
I'm thinking. I mean, I thought we were pretty traditional in the sense of
Hmm.
you have the ham, turkey, the gravy. Again, like where I'm
You do
from,
ham
where
and turkey.
yeah, is that weird?
Okay. I think it's unconventional, yeah. But I'm a ham guy. We're
Okay.
almost totally done with turkey. But listen, you guys, you're on a farm. Like you know more about food, so you do both.
Yeah, we've always done both. And again, I'm not the biggest ham guy. Like I prefer the turkey over the ham. But we
Right.
always had it. I'm just trying to think of anything that was. My grandma
Hmm.
always made her okie cake for us for dessert,
What is that?
which I don't even know how to describe it. It's heaven in a chocolate cake. It's it's special. It's something I miss deeply because obviously I don't get to go home that often for Thanksgiving or Christmas, and every time I
Yeah.
do go home, though, she tries to make it for me and allow me to experience that all over again. It's the best.
See, this is where we live. And I know Josh could talk about okie cake and ham and mashed potatoes for 3 hours, and someday we will. Get the okie cake when you can. I know you don't get to spend a lot of Thanksgivings at home. Take me back before we go to this next Thursday for Thanksgiving. Take me back to last Friday night, living in Western New York, when the snow came and the storm came Friday night into Saturday morning. What was that like for you at home?
Yeah, I mean, again, we didn't get to leave the house much. You look outside, and it just seems like it's just stacking on,
Hmm.
and uh, the garages when you open them, I mean, it's up to your chest. My truck's still buried. I'm digging out so Sky can go to the bathroom in the backyard.
Mm.
Um, I mean, it was crazy. And again, a lot of people lost power. The lights here just kept flickering on and off, flickering on and off. The breakers would trip it seemed like every hour I was coming down to the basement and flipping it on. Um, so it was interesting to say the least. But we kept power, got to watch a bunch of movies and hang out. Obviously, we didn't practice Friday, which was weird. Saturday, again, needed all the help that we can get of getting out of the
Yeah.
driveway. And you saw all the videos of Bill's Mafia,
Yeah.
helping the players out in order for us to get to the facility and then to the airport, so we can make it to the game. So it was a situation that could have broken the team, I think. But I think, we saw the love and support from Bill's Mafia, and guys were extremely appreciative of it.
It was the biggest story in the league. It was massive, and I want to hype all those people. You said Friday night you're in, the power's flicking on and off. You're watching movies. Is it romantic, Josh?
Oh, it was more scary than anything
Mm,
because
mm.
like you have to be prepared, like with food and water, and like
Yeah.
anything could go wrong. Like there's so much snow stacked on top of the roof too. Like at any point the freaking ceiling can cave in. Like it's it's kind of scary. Like, and again, once the power goes out, the AC or the
Yeah.
heater goes out.
Yeah.
So like you just got to be ready for anything, ready to adapt. And it's times like that, you wish you had like a snowmobile, or
Yeah.
you had your front, driveway heated or something. But it's a learning moment. It was crazy. It was fun, but hopefully we don't have to do that again for a long
Yeah.
time.
So we have a picture, and this picture hit the gram. Bring this picture up, guys, because I want to get it. I want to get into your head. So here's you
Yeah.
with the gloves and a thumbs up, and it looks like you're trying to shovel to Canada or something. What's going on in this picture?
Yeah, so that's the front driveway. And I'd been in
Hmm.
contact with people from the Bills, whether it was Kelsey or Ryan, all day, in terms of
Hmm.
trying to get someone to come shovel or plow the driveway. And mind you, I have a gate that I didn't leave open, so that was
Okay.
completely snowed in. So I had to walk, through 3-4 feet of snow, and I almost, I mean, I was halfway there, and I sat down. I was like, I might just stay here. Like it might be game over for me.
It's a
Like
wrap.
it literally took so much energy out of me to go walk to the front, shovel that out. And when I got actually to the gate, there were some people there,
Hmm.
and they were helping us out. They helped me shovel it out, and we got the gate open. And the walk back, the same thing. I took a break about halfway through, and breathing heavy, and again, like, unfortunately, I hadn't been really practicing the last week and a half,
Yeah.
2 weeks. So my body wasn't really used to exerting that much energy in the last 2 weeks. And, I guess it was a good way for me to stay in shape for the game.
It is. Did you feel like Rocky Balboa in Rocky Four?
I felt defeated. I really did. I had to
Dude.
keep pushing through.
Yeah.
We made
All
it.
right. Well, listen. When you're defeated or you feel defeated, you need a hero or a savior. And the United States of America and the world has learned about a man named Squirrel Winter. Squirrel bleepin' Winter. Who is this legend? And please tell us about him.
Yeah, so originally I thought that the Bills had been in contact with people that they were going to plow our driveway. And I look out, and all of a sudden I see a tractor coming down, and it's plowing. I see one guy walking, one guy's obviously in the tractor, and I go out there and I kind of help them out. I'm shoveling my garage so I can get the car out. And there's two guys. There's like, yeah, we live nearby. I'm Squirrel. This is Mark. And the Bills actually never contacted them. They were just going around to the neighbors' houses and helping people out. And they just kind of came on to the property and was like, you know what, we're going to help this guy out too. And they didn't, I don't know if they knew, I played for the Bills or not,
Yeah.
but, we're very, very thankful for them coming down our driveway.
And it's, as far as I understand, like you grew up, I think they're farmers too, right? Like they're kind of your kin.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah. So
gosh.
he's got Winters Farm, which is, I think, right down the street from where I'm at right now. And, he's getting a lot of love from Bill's Mafia, and it's warranted for sure.
It's like Squirrel Winter saves Christmas. Like he's an American legend. And hope someday, Josh, listen, all things go right. Maybe Squirrel Winter will be at a parade. It's just so cool to hear. They call Buffalo what, the city of friendly neighbors? And those two guys coming over, yeah, I think we'll just take care of this long ass driveway with the gate is so good. There was a lot of stories. Dion Dawkins talked about he couldn't get out. There was a story that McDermott personally picked up Vaughn. When you guys finally get together and you get on the bus and get on the plane, like what was some of the wildest stuff you heard about what guys were going through?
Yeah. Joe Brady got picked up by Bean. There was some guys that literally, like, their neighbors just came out of the woodworks. They had 5 or 6 snow blowers helping get their driveway clear and shoving their cars out from under the snow. Some guys were walking. There's a place pretty close to the stadium that guys like, all right, I guess I gotta walk. And were picked up by one of
Yeah.
our guys named Ryan. So again, it took an extreme amount of effort by a lot of different hands that wouldn't have been involved otherwise. And we really appreciate everybody kind of coming together and allowing us to be able to make it to Detroit and allow us to, as a team, focus on the task at hand. I was trying to win a football game after so much crazy stuff happened.
You seem really proud.
Yeah, I am, again, because
Yeah.
that could have been a distraction. It could have been an easy excuse for us, and we didn't let that happen. And I really appreciate our team for going out there and battling the way we did.
I do too. In your post game, it's on camera in the locker room, and you screamed. When you get home, pay those fans some bleeping respect. Get them something nice, man, and treat them well. It was really cool. How do you pay back a community and neighbors and a fan base for something like that?
Well, I think I don't know if I'm at liberty to say exactly what we're gonna do, but we got some gifts. We're gonna make sure that everybody that kind of helped out and had a hand in that's gonna be given their respect, given their flowers, and we're gonna treat them right.
I don't doubt it for a second. That's a tease from Josh Allen. We're not going to talk about it, but it's coming. If you helped out, you will be thanked. I think about it Josh. You're from this California dude, then you play at Wyoming. Could have been drafted by any team in the league. You got drafted by Buffalo. What effect do you think Buffalo has had on you, as never mind as a player, just as a human being?
Again, the whole reason I wanted to be here, like even before I got drafted or when I took my visit, I was just like, it just reminds me so much of how I was, raised, my hometown and the community that I was involved in. Everybody knows each other here. Everybody, loves football. They care about each other. They love their food. And I honestly couldn't see a better fit for me, of anywhere else in the league. And I'm a low key guy. I don't like to be in front and center and on the scene. That's fun sometimes, but I just want to hang out and enjoy my teammates. And that's something I think that we have here in Buffalo. It's extremely special. It's very much a college-like atmosphere in terms of guys in the locker room hanging out with each other, outside of the facility as well, knowing each other's families. It's something very special that we care very deeply about here.
And it shows. And I and everybody wants you to be a Bill for a long, long, long time. In the off season, or if you're just hanging out, if you're bored, do you ever daydream about, let's say the Bills take you at 7, a few things happen differently. You could have been a Niner or a Cardinal, or like then you're living in Arizona, you're living in the Bay, you could have been anywhere. Did you ever think about what your life and your career would be like if you had gone someplace like that?
Yeah. Honestly, not too often do I think about that. The way I kind of rationalize everything is I'm where I'm supposed to be. There's a plan, and I'm not sure what that plan was or still is, but it's already written, and just enjoying the ride, trying to be the best teammate, person, quarterback that I can be for the Buffalo Bills.
Sometimes from the media perspective or the fan perspective that I speak from both of those perspectives. It just seems like certain players are just where they are supposed to be. They just fit. And you fit in Buffalo. And when you have to go through the snow and go to Detroit so you can play Cleveland and you win, it just feels like the right fit. You go to the game, you win the game. Dude, tell me about the touchdown pass to Diggs in the back of the end zone, because that one had everything going on.
Yeah, just normal. I think everybody in the world's got that concept, just crosser concept. And he got open, and I'm moving to my left a little bit, and when your weight's going that way as a quarterback and you're right-handed, you kind of got to get really open to lead your guy. And I didn't really understand. I didn't really like what was going on underneath. There's a guy underneath him, and he was so wide open. I was like, I'm just going to dot him. I'm just going to put it on him. And I threw it, and the ball came out so hot, and my body, my foot kind of got stuck in the turf. I flipped around. I did a somersault, and I actually saw him catch the ball through my legs as I was kind of upside down. And as soon as I saw him catch the ball, I was like, okay. And then I took my tumble. It didn't look very graceful. It didn't look very athletic, but we got the job done.
So you had this moment, like I remember when we were talking against Kansas City, where you were in the air and you're like, oh my God, I'm flying. And then you landed on your butt and you were looking straight at the camera with no facial expression. There was a frozen moment in Ford Field where you're watching Steph catch the touchdown between your big old legs.
There is, yeah.
That's great. That's so you. It worked. It was 6 points.
6 points.
So what would you say on the Josh Allen arm strength scale of 1 to 10? Like, what number was that pigskin that you hooked? Was that like a 7?
I'm going at least an 8.5. It was close to
Really?
9. It came out. It came out real warm. It was. I mean, it was on the line, and I'm just glad that Steph was able to haul it in. Those are the ones too that he's so wide open. It's like I can't miss him here. So instead of throwing a little lob ball and allowing someone underneath to come up and try to tip it or something, I'm just gonna put it on his chest.
How often do you break out the 10, the big dog?
Very rarely. I think that the last throw against the Jets, I let it go. Not too often. Because again, if you're throwing it that hard, you probably shouldn't be throwing it there. If the window's that tight, there's got to be someone else open.
Yeah. Look, the best drivers or the best golfers know when to club down. And sometimes you got to go with the 8, and sometimes you got to go with the 3 wood. Sometimes you got to hit the Big Bertha. You hit him right between the numbers. You saw it through your legs. And now, like, this is the strangest thing. So you go back to Detroit for the second game in 5 days in the same building on the road. Is it weird?
It's definitely different. But we played in MetLife back to back. My second year, I think we played in Arizona. I don't know if we played in Arizona back to back, but we played 2 away games there as well. So It's not something that we're unfamiliar with. Which again, I think that's going to help us out. Again, it's a dome. We're playing on the road. We just feel like now instead of the 8 home games that we were supposed to have, it's now just 7 and 10 road games, which I don't know if that's a league record, 10 away games in one season. But hey, Dorsey always talks about we'll play them in a parking lot. We got to find a way.
Hell yeah, you will. Nothing comes easy. That's not the way it works. The Lions have played home on Thanksgiving since 1934 with only one pause for World War II. I can't remember, and a lot of times in my lifetime, they came into the Thanksgiving game on a 3-game winning streak. Is this a dangerous team?
Absolutely. And they're playing extremely motivated football. They're taking the ball away, on the defensive side. Offensively, it seems like they've got things clicking right now. So yeah, we gotta be prepared. It's gonna take a whole effort for us to be able to win this game. And we gotta have a good week of practice. And again, it seems like we're leaving tomorrow already. It happened quick, but we got to be ready. They're going to be ready. They
are.
Let's go.
You consume so much football. I wonder, did you watch Hard Knocks? And whether you did or not, what are your impressions of Dan Campbell, the head coach of the Lions? Because he's a real one.
Yeah, and there's some guys in our building that have either been with him in the past or been around him, and there's nothing that I've heard bad about the guy. It seems like the players love playing for him. Obviously, he's very passionate about his job, and he seems just like just a guy's guy, just a dude. Like I saw his post conference. I think it was after the Green Bay game. Just like I just want a beer. Just want to go home, put my legs up, and have a beer. So that's something that resonates with the guys too. Like if you've got a coach that can just be real with you and not with the sugarcoat anything and just going to tell you how it is. I think guys really appreciate that. So I think that's why you're seeing such motivated football from these guys right now, because they got a guy that they feel like they can follow.
Yeah, they do. And even just watching them like you do at home, you're like, oh, that's my kind of guy. I want to have a beer with him. I want to drink that beer with him. In the meantime, another guy people want to have a beer with. So last week, Myles Garrett. Next week, Matthew Judon. And this week, the only player in the entire NFL with 3 sacks and 3 takeaways, a rookie from Michigan named Aiden Hutchinson. You get a load of this guy's game? What do you see? I mean,
I think he's got 2 interceptions in the last 2 games. So not typical from a D lineman to do that unless your name's TJ Watt. So again, you speak highly about these guys because they're playing at a high level, and he's not a rookie anymore. I know it's his first year, but after a certain point in the season, it's like he's played enough where he understands the game to a level, and we got to be ready and prepared for whatever they can do. And whether it's chip help on him or allowing our tackles to be one-on-one with the guy, we got to be ready for it.
One of the sneakiest moves, I think, is down linemen who drop back in coverage. How do you get ready for that? Is that tough as a QB?
Yeah, I mean, again, we call it like a change pressure, right? Where they bring someone from the strong side and they drop the weak side D end, and you're expecting your back to stay in for coverage now because he's got the backer, but you only have now four guys running routes, and they're still dropping 7 in coverage, which it clouds things up. It makes windows smaller and harder to come by. So yeah, when teams do that, it's very tough. Obviously, there's things that we can do as long as we're making the right protection and understanding if we aren't protected, where our answers are. But I think really sticking to our base rules and just not panicking if and when we see that.
Yeah, you'll be ready. I know you will be. You always are. I want to ask you about some AFC East business. So Zach Wilson, the Jets quarterback, is getting hammered in the New York City media. He didn't play well last week, and then more importantly, his media session didn't go well. It didn't take a lot of accountability, and he's getting called out for that a lot. You've always been great about that. Personally yourself, how do you handle meeting the media or talking to the media after maybe you didn't play your best football?
Well, I mean, I think I've had a little bit more experience with that, and going from where I was in high school to Laramie, Wyoming. I mean, I had 2 or 3 reporters asking questions, not the hundreds that are asking especially the New York media. But again, I just try to be real. I don't try to let my emotions affect my answers too much. But again, I expect so much out of myself that when things go wrong, I feel like I could have done something differently. And I think that's really all it is. I just try to be as open and apparent as possible. And if there's something I did wrong in the game, I'm gonna say it, because again, I'm not gonna lie to myself. I'm gonna be accountable in that aspect as well.
You said it yourself, and it is true. It's really tough to win when your quarterback plays like bleep, and I know a lot of people heard that and a lot of people respected it. You've always done really, really well at that. I don't care how many reporters you had in Laramie. Josh, let's wrap this up. We have 2 pieces of business here. By some miracle or coincidence, last time you and I talked about movies, we decided that you would watch an 80s movie that is about difficulty traveling and the conditions that come up in traveling. And that was before the snow fell. 1987's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. There couldn't be a better week in your life that you could watch it for the Josh Allen Film Festival. Tell us your thoughts of the movie, because you kind of lived the movie.
Yeah, it was, like you said, it just happened to be the perfect week of my life. I love the movie, and I didn't realize there's a few moments in that movie that were replicated in Family Guy and Ted. Like Family Guy, when he says, you want to attack me? I'm an easy target. Yeah, I talk too much. I also listen too much, but my wife loves me. I love him. Like that's in Family Guy, and I've heard that before, and I never knew what movie that was in. Then obviously doing the mess around when he's driving the car and he's smoking and he's just swerving all over the road. That's in Ted 2. And again, just a callback that I never got the reference for, but man, it was awesome. And then it's just, it's kind of a bromance movie. He hates him at the beginning, and he's, what, this guy's going through a lot too. And then takes him in for Thanksgiving dinner. And it was a solid movie. I'm gonna give it a solid B+. Like, I thought it was entertaining. It was funny. And I think, again, just the callbacks of things that I've seen and I never understood or understood the reference to this movie. So now that I have that deeper understanding, I think it makes that much more sense. And that's why it's a B+.
And that's why we do this. And I love that you bring them together like this. I'm going to blow your mind here too. And when we called out this movie, millions of Bills fans were sending us messages that the mess around scene that you're driving the wrong way was shot on the 219 between Buffalo and Springville. Like, it's the whole movie is in Western New York. That's your hood.
Okay. I did not know that. Now
yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. Do
Yeah,
not
I
smoke
forget.
cigarettes on the
I love the
team.
movie. I did. All right, you got it. Sounds like a plan to me.
All right, so quickly, let's pick a movie for next week. Bring up the image. Josh, I have two choices for you. I have Beetlejuice and Major League. Beetlejuice, this couple dies and all kinds of crazy stuff happens in the afterlife. And then Major League is about what used to be called the Cleveland Indians and an incredible run that they go on. Which do you want to watch, Beetlejuice or Major League?
Let's go with Major League. I know that's Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
I've never actually watched that movie. I've heard a lot about it. So let's go with that one.
It's killer. Major League, you'll love it. It's
That was
an
a quick.
R-rated
That was a
sports
quick
comedy.
graphic. That was a quick graphic.
Dude, they're getting sharp here. We're week 12?
Yeah.
Quick.
That was impressive.
Thank you. The credit to all the people here. Josh, before you go, look at this. I got this bag here, and it's got sauce in it with your picture on it, and it's got seasoning with your picture on it. And I'm going to read some copy here. That's an industry term, reading copy. One last thing before you go, Josh. We're offering one fan the chance to appear on the show with you and me, this show sometime in December. They have to purchase any Bill's Mafia sauce or rubs at Wegmans with their Shoppers Club membership, or post a photo on social in front of the product displays in the store with the hashtag Bill's Sweeps. Bill's Sweeps. And Josh, you're always really good at this part. Remind us who the proceeds benefit for this wonderful thing we're doing around the holidays.
They benefit the Oshai Children's Hospital and the kids and the families there, the Patricia Allen Fund. So obviously it's a great cause, and it goes to the right people that are in absolute dire need of it. So yeah, please go out and buy the sauce, eat, enjoy the sauce and the rubs, and we'll see you on the basement with me and Kyle.
Yeah, you come in the basement with Josh and me. We'll talk movies. We'll talk gravy. We'll talk all kinds of fun stuff. Dude, I know you had a really busy week.
We'll let you pick the next movie as well.
Okay. Josh says you can pick any movie you want for the film festival. Any movie, as long as it comes out before 96 when he was born. I know you have suggestions. Get some sauce. Get some rub. This is our guy number 17 in a very busy week. Josh, I hope you win the game. I hope you eat a turkey leg on the field for the second year in a row. And then I hope you get some gravy afterwards. You have earned it, dude.
Appreciate you, Kyle. Thank you so much.
Happy Thanksgiving, bud.